Hello. It is Tuesday night, April 13th, and I'm Vicki with My Paper Connection, and I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. Tonight, I'm going to do a fun something. I'm using Pretty Perennials stamp set, and I'm going to take a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I'm going to stamp the entire thing, and then cut it all up, and I'm going to make cards out of it, and you're going to see how it can be like designer series paper and really, really pretty. So I'm just going to have a lot of fun with it as we go. Hold on just a second. Let me just get to where I can see comments because I don't want to miss any comments from you guys. That's one of my favorite things about doing lives is being able to catch up with what's going on and what you guys have to say and answer your questions and all of that good stuff. So give me 1 second. I'm sure people will be hopping on then too. But yeah, it's a beautiful day in Georgia. Not too hot. Perfect, actually, if you ask me. Okay, tell me how the weather is where you're at, and let me say hi to me and let me know where you're from. So I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so I have my hands on the gorgeous annual catalogs. This is the 2021-22 catalog. And if you don't already have a demonstrator and you would like to have one of these catalogs, let me know. The catalog that I'm sending out, I'm also sending out a little handmade card. These are all the colors of the new in colors that are coming out. And inside of that little handmade card, which I'm not signing, I'm going to let you send it and do whatever you want to, but inside of that is a little coupon for a $5 rebate. So from May 4th through the 18th, any $50 that you spend, then you'll get a $5 rebate from me. So be sure and let me know if you want a catalog, and I will get one of those out to you. The next thing I wanted to cover really quickly is my flowering. You know what? I've been talking this whole time and showing you. Here, I'm going to show you this whole time I've been showing you things that you can't see. So let me do it again. I was holding this up to the camera, only you were seeing my hands. So hopefully Facebook will show it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is the catalog, and I have an adorable little card. I did this one time before, and I was not showing it to you. I was showing it to a camera that was not turned on. So here it is. Handmade card, adorable. It's got all the in colors. And this is Evening Evergrey, Soft Succulent, Pale Papaya, Fresh Freesia, and Polished Pink. And it's the ink, the paper, and the little embellishments. And then inside it has a $5 rebate coupon. So I said all that part before, but if you purchase anything from me, $50 or more from me, then you get a $5 rebate from me. So sorry about that. Also, if you don't already have a demonstrator and you would like to have a catalog, please let me know and I'll get one out to you. The last thing before we start stamping is this is my next online card class, which is the Flowering Cactus online card class. And there are 6 cards. It's $25, and you get half of a package of the Flowering Cactus refill. Now, the Flowering Cactus refill is $36, and so I'm giving you half a packet of that, plus everything that you need, all the cardstock and everything that you need to be able to make 6 cards. That's cutouts, die cuts, the whole 9 yards. The only thing you don't get is the stamp set and the ink and adhesives. So be sure and let me know. The sign up for that ends on April 21st. It has to be prepaid by April 21st because I will order everything on the 22nd, which happens to be my grandson's 16th birthday. I can't believe it. Okay, one more thing really quickly. I don't have anything to show you, but I'm doing a product share, which will include paper, and you have options. You don't have to do them all, but there's a paper, meaning a DSP, designer series paper, specialty paper share, embellishments, ribbon, all of those out of the new catalog that are new. I will be sharing those minus the in colors. I also will have an in color club, which for 5 months you will get all of one color. So 1 month you'll get all of Evening Evergreen. That would be the paper and the ink and the marker and blah, 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 ribbon. embellishments, all of that. The next month you'll get all of polished pink, and so on and so on. And so that's a monthly fee for that, and I will have all of that on my website by next week. I'll probably start talking about that more next week. Okay, so let's turn the camera down. I'm going to don my glasses, and so I can see what I'm doing. And I brought in this particular stamp set, which is the Pretty Perennials, is a photopolymer stamp set. And so I brought in my Stampin' Pierce mat and an 8.5 by 11 piece of basic white cardstock. Now, what I like to do whenever I am doing these type things, meaning large, when I'm covering an entire area with stamps, I like to start with my largest stamp first. This happens to be the largest stamp, and I'm going to use Melon Mambo, and I'm going to turn my paper around. I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to stamp all over, but I want to give it kind of that look of being cut out of something. I don't want it to be perfect and be completely confined, so I'm just going to stamp all over the place, and I'm going to do this rather quickly because I'm going to make the cards too. So just going to go along and just go crazy. I'm going to go crazy, people. Whoops, that one didn't do too well. It's okay. You know what? And I've got on my thumb there. So I'm going to turn it over and we're going to start again. Okay. Just whip this out really quickly. Hey, Carol, how are you? Okay, you can see right there, though, that I went off and I should have stamped it. When you go off the page, sometimes it'll leave a really odd impression. So I'm going to put one over here. I don't want any more of those odd impressions. So, and I just like to do a random type thing. I don't like it to be symmetrical, and oh my goodness. It's going to be one of those, huh? Hold on, I'm going to see if I can just right there on that. Close enough. Okay, let me put that to the side for now. How are you, Carol? All right, the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in, let's see, what am I going to do next? I'm going to bring in the Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to put in some leaves. I'm just going to go just different places on it, different angles. I'm so excited about the new catalog. You know, I'm from Georgia. I am a Georgia peach. I was born and raised in Georgia. And one of my favorites, oh my goodness. Look, Vicki, get your act together. Okay. One of my favorite stamp sets in the whole catalog is the Georgia peach. It's paper, stamps, I mean everything. That's like, it's not called Georgia peach, but that's what I'm going to call it because, you know, why not? Okay, let's see. I'm going to see if I can hide that somehow. All right, doing better. Back has been out since Wednesday. Oh no, that is not good company at all. I hate back issues. Okay, I'm going to see if I can line this up. Ta-da, I did it. Okay. Hip, hip, hooray for me. Sometimes I got it going on. Not all the time, but sometimes. Okay. Okay, did y'all see that fly just go across? Okay, my video ended. Did my video end? No? Okay. My other thing says that it did. Hang on 1 second. I don't know why it's doing that. I won't be able to see your comments. So just give me 1 second. Let me fix this situation. Because we can't have that, right? I want to be able to see your comments. There we go. Yeah, you know, I'm sad that this one is leaving as well. It seems like I just got started playing with it, and then all of a sudden it's time for it to go. But live and learn. I think I bought too many this past time. Okay, wait, not that one yet. Hang on a minute. I'm missing one. I think I bought too many. You know how when you go to a buffet or something, and you say that, I mean, you get stuff and your eyes are bigger than your stomach. That's kind of what happened to me. I think I got way too many and my eyes were bigger than my stomach. So, go figure. All right, hang on a minute. And I'm having that thing happen again where it's telling me that it has ended. And I know it has not, so I'm not really sure what is going on. But I definitely want to see. Okay. All right, there. I keep pausing. Well, that is why it keeps on my other side. I was watching it through a different browser, and that would be why it keeps telling me that the video ended. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm thinking my husband is going to have to end up hardwiring internet back into my office area. And I'm thinking that this time of the day is when people are getting home and they're getting on the internet in the neighborhood. We don't share internet, but it's the same provider with a lot of people, so I don't know. Who knows? This is Mango Melody. That's what I thought I was doing with those, and you know, I can't. Sometimes I just need to be quiet and work because I can't necessarily think. Especially these days, but too many irons in the fire, too many things going on. But I'm glad your back is better, Carol. What's the weather like up your way? It's been gorgeous here, and I tell you, it won't be long before it will be heated up enough that we'll be able to swim. I don't think I left myself a whole lot of room for gorgeous grapes, but because I put too many of these leafy things in there. All right, I'm going to squeeze them in there. And my paper is going to be all cut up anyway, so it's not like it's going to be too much, I don't think. Okay, I'm going to leave that like it is. And I'm going to squeeze this one right in here. Right in here. I definitely want some of the purple in here. Pernurple. That's my grandkids used to say. Can't believe my grandson's going to be 16 in, let's see, what is today? The 13th. In 9 days. I cannot believe it. Okay, now I'm going to bring in Coastal Cabana. And I'm going to do the small flower in between areas. I think it's probably more important to have that as my little grounder color. I find this very cathartic to do this, especially when I'm not on a video camera. It's very fun to just stamp away. I really enjoy it. You add a video camera and it gets a little nerve-wracking, especially when the internet's popping you off every few minutes. So there is that. Okay, I might be getting a little crazy now. All right, I did notice where I did not do one of the things, which is right there. So I'm going to do that really quickly, and then I'm going to cut this stuff. Okay, and you see how I went off the page in several places? I mean, a lot of places. that was definitely on purpose because I like that look of almost like when you're cutting fabric and you cut the pattern. That's really nice. Okay, I'm going to put this off to the side for now. And I'm going to bring in here's my little guideline. I just kind of made that up. So what I'm going to start out doing is cutting at 5 inches, okay? And I'm going to cut this down so that I can make, I think it's 7 or 8 different cards with it. And I'm going to cut it at 3 3/4. I'm going to have 2 of those that are that size. And look, isn't that pretty? I mean, it really takes away some of the craziness of it all, and it really makes it pretty. I'm going to hold on to that little piece there. Then I'm going to bring it back in, and I'm going to cut it at 5 inches again. Let's see. Your grandson's going to be 14 in May. Yeah, I can't believe it. My grandson already has a car that he paid for. This is 3 by 5. I'm going to do one more that's 3 by 5. And he saved up his money. He worked for it, and he and his dad did some work. It's a Honda. Okay, and I'm also going to cut. I'm going to put this down. Make this two of them that are 2 by 2s, like this. Somebody's trying to call me. Scam likely. Do you guys get those calls? Scam likely calls. So I'm going to cut this down to 3 3/4, just right here. I'm going to cut this one down to 3 3/4. There's going to be very little of this that we don't use. And this one at 3 3/4. That's about it right here. And I know that there are other ways of cutting it down to where you're not wasting even that much. I've done it to where all I had left was that. But this was what I felt like doing this time, okay? And I've already done some pre-work just to kind of, so you're not here all night. My upline, Wendy Cranford, asked that I present tonight in her lovely Stampers group. It's our team meeting, and so I have another presentation that I'm doing at 8 Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, it's been a busy week. And any time that you're working on getting your catalogs out, it's busy anyway. You know what? I knew I was forgetting something. I forgot to do the centers. Okay, I'm going to put all these aside. At least I showed you how to cut them out. I'm going to put all those aside. I have some I've already finished off, and I already did the centers on these. I'll just have to go back and do those later. So what I thought would be really cool, I have seen Jackie Volheis do this. She anchors her cards a lot with basic black, and then she'll use the basic black ink as her sentiment. So one of the things that I like to do to save is to use the layers that I'm going to be covering up anyway. Just use those and punch things out with it. So I'm going to get my seal, and this particular refill has done so much better than the last one. Kind of made me wonder if maybe I'd gotten it started off on a wrong footing or something before, because this one it rolls so much easier. Okay, I did not put it in the center of it because of the hole, obviously. And I'm going to make these really simple. You could go along and you could add ribbon around it, all of that sort of thing. These I am making for thank you notes, and they're going to be very simple cards. And so I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make these and make beautiful, easy cards. All right, so let me get my scrap white. Okay, and this is from the Massive Thanks. I wanted all these cards to be thank you notes. This particular stamp set has beautiful sentiments, but it's more happy mail, happy birthday, happy for you, that sort of thing. And I really wanted these to be thank you cards, so I'm using Massive Thanks, which I think is also retiring. But I'm using this sentiment right here. I just figured that I was probably going to need a lot. So that's what I'm going to do. And this is the story label. It is retiring as well. Boo hiss. I've used this one a lot, a whole lot. And I thought I would just bring in let's see. Yeah, I'm going to use this is Highland Heather. I used Highland Heather for my paper, but I used Gorgeous Grape for my ink because I really wanted it to stand out. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the Granny Apple Green with the Twig Punch. Okay, and we'll just show you how easy it is to put these together. I don't see my, here we go, right here. Okay, so let me find the first, there we go. One of the last rolls that I got actually had the glue dots on the paper rather than on the roll itself, so it was a little bit confusing. Okay, so I'm going to do it like that. I also like to take just something and kind of press it in. A lot of times I'll use my, what do you call this thing? Take your pick tool, and then go down in the center of it like that. All right, so I should have used the black ink on this, but it's all right. Here we go. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm just going to place this right here. This is the Label Me Lovely. Yep, Label Me Lovely punch. And I have used it with so many different punches to layer with. It's really compatible with a lot of different ones. Okay, now I can do it like this, or I can do it like this. I think I'm going to do it this way, and then just add a Gerber daisy. That's what this one's going to be. It's going to be a Gerber. Okay, so let me go ahead and take these off. I'm trying to hurry so that I'm not on here with you guys forever, since I have a lot to do with it. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive. Okay, I'm not going to try that because I don't have my silicone mat and I will be all over the place messy. So I'm just going to do this. I do miss the, we had a different leaf punch. It had like 3 petals to it. I do miss that punch. Okay, now all I have to do is fancy that up with a little bit of embellishments, and I've got a beautiful card. So hold on, I'm going to grab some. These are perfect for the center of these daisies. These are the Artistry Blooms. I think I'm going to use one of these darker red color, and I'll put it right in the center. Sometimes what I'll do, especially if I use a white one, is I'll use my sponge dauber with a little bit of color right in the center of that, and it ends up making a pretty card. But look how simple that was. Okay, so that's one card. I'll just whip through this one quickly. I always say that, and then I talk too much. So I really am going to whiz through this one now. So we'll do more daisies. I feel like I'm on speed stamping. I'm on a speed stamping show. I think I'll try the black this time around. Hang on, I do need to get my cleaner. You should see my stamping area. It is such a mess. I've got boxes of catalogs and envelopes, or padded envelopes, and just all sorts, stacks of things, all sorts of things all around. But that's good. That's a good sign. Busy, busy, busy. Okay. I like the black. Okay. I'll glue this on here. Okay, so apparently I didn't do my little checky mark thing with it like I should have. There we go, like that. And you can see how once you cut it out, it has a much different look about it. You know, if you don't have it done perfectly, it's not a big deal because it's probably not going to show with it cut out like that. I find this to be one of the fastest ways, other than using designer series paper. I find this to be a very quick way of whipping out thank you cards. And whipping them out and needing to whip them out is a good thing. I'm very appreciative of my customers. Okay, looks like I need more dimensionals too. All right, I think I'm going to do this one in this direction, like this. And I will use my glue dot to put my flower together. I've gotten to play a little bit with some of my new stuff. As demonstrators, you get to pre-order. And I haven't had time to play with everything, but I've played with a little bit of it. But I put it all back in my box because very soon I'm going to do it's going to be a fake unboxing because I have looked at it all. I haven't been able to play with it all, but I have looked at it. But I want to show everybody what's in the new catalog, and the fun things that are offered. And so I will do sort of an unboxing soon. Okay, so my glue is here. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here. Put it right under there. And I really need to probably do more embellishing and stuff, but I really rather like the simplicity of it. I'm going to use a lighter color on this one just so that there's a contrast in the center. And I can go back and add all of those to it, but I don't want to take all of your time, and I do want to show you what pretty kits or what pretty cards can come from this. So the next one is the 2-inch, 2x2 inch. Okay. Has it stalled anymore? I hope not. I hope it hasn't bumped you off or anything. Okay, so this one it's a piece of basic white, and I ran it through, I cannot remember the name of it exactly, but it is the embossing folder that goes with the fine art suite. And it's very, very pretty. It reminds me of stuccoed walls. It's just a very pretty color or texture. Okay, so these, I've already cut these out. These are 2x2s, and these are 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue these down. Hopefully I can remember. I designed these yesterday, so hopefully I can remember what I said I was going to do in my head. I think I do. I think I do. I think I can. I think I can. Like the little train. I think I can. It makes me think of my my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter. She's 13, and when she was little, she says, "I think I can't do that." That was just her little saying. I think I can't do. No, I think I can't know that. That's what she would say. I think I can't know that. Instead of saying I don't know, she would say, "I think I can't know that." You know, I hope I don't bore you with stories of my grandchildren, but you know, if you have grandchildren, you know. Yep, that's what I was going to do with it. There's just nothing like them. Nothing like them. Okay, I'm going to put another one right here. And then I'm going to have to resort to my little minis because apparently I didn't restock my area over here from the last live. Okay. Okie dokie. All right, so just gonna make sure that these are even or pretty close to. And then I'm gonna put this one down in this corner and make sure that the sides are even for them or pretty close to as well. These are actually dies that I cut out from the Pretty Perennials dies. Love them. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the back of this and get it on the front of my card base. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to say, what my sentiment is going to be. Look at those colors there. Aren't they beautiful? Love them. I can't see, for some reason, I can't see if there's any comments or not. So if I'm not replying to you, then don't be offended, please. I will go back and see comments and respond later. For some reason, they're just not showing up. I am actually doing an online, come on, get up under there. I'm doing an online party for my friend who is, she's a lemongrass demonstrator, and she, yeah, I'm going to do that. She was trying to do a live in the party last night so that she could explain the products and show doing, taking the makeup off and adding makeup and, talk about skincare and all. They're great products. They're all natural and all that. She could not even find, and I went in there and looked for her. She could not even find the live button. Facebook plays around with stuff so much. It drives me crazy. And the Facebook police may come get me for saying that, but it is what it is. Drives me crazy. Just saying. Okay, I'm going to clean this off. And I think I might go with the Melon Mambo sentiment on this one. And I think I'm just going to do a strip. I might flip my card and just put it right there. Because I don't think it'll fit otherwise. So I'm going to go a little rogue, a little unconventional. And I'm just going to cut it out. And there goes the obligatory fall on the ground. Every time I do a live, I kid you not, every time I do a live, something falls to the ground. And at this point, I just laugh about it because, hey, why not, right? I wish I had my little tiny trimmer here with me. But hopefully this is going to be small enough to fit there. I'm going to trim it down just a wee bit more. This is when that mini trimmer really comes in handy. Okay, thank you for bearing with me. Okay, and I'll just put my little things on the back of it. And something else I'm going to do, I don't know if you've ever seen this done or if you do this, but sometimes I will just take it and I will dip it into my ink, the sides of it, and it gives it a colored look without having to put paper behind it. So it's a super easy thing. I do this at my classes sometimes, and I found that I had not designed it that way, and yet one of my class members that came to class last week, I had my first in-person class in a while because of COVID, and I caught her doing that, and I loved it. It made me smile. Okay, And see, you don't have to actually have the paper behind it, but it gives you that look that it does have a backing. But isn't that pretty? I love that. Okay, so that's the third one. All right, here's the next one. Okay, let's see. For this one, I'm using that little bitty tiny piece. I'll show you the diagram. This is this piece right here. So basically the only pieces I'm not using are this one, and this one. And I probably could use that at some point in some sort of a way. I'm just not going to. But what I did, this is an embossing folder, and it's one of the small ones that fits in the mini. And I just took it along to where I had a small side right here. And I'm gonna put this right there. So and you know, if you don't get it perfectly, if they don't end up being the same perfect length, which this one actually is really pretty doggone close, then you can trim them off at the bottom. But isn't that pretty? It's got just a hint of the gorgeous grape in there for it really to make it shine. Come on. Alrighty. Just put a little bit more right up in that corner right there. Hopefully that it's not stalling too badly, and that's why people are getting off. Or not commenting. Because I have another one to do later tonight, so there we go. There we go. These colors are so pretty together, though. The brights are probably my favorite of all of them. Okay, now I'm going to, oh, I should have punched a hole in the middle of that since I was at it. So I will just do that here. I'm going to use my Label Me Lovely punch. And just go ahead and punch it out here. And then I will stamp with my Melon Mambo. Thank you. What a mess I've got here, guys. Whoops. Let's try that again. All right, so I probably need to re-ink my stamp. On my pad. And then I'll use my Story Label punch and punch that right out. Okay, now I'm going to do something a little different with this one. I think I might use a different punch. Okay. There we go. I thought yeah, here we go. I'm going to use the tiny one, the cute little tiny one, like that. And I think I'm going to do, I'll use these. These are this is actually retiring, and I think it might even, no, I don't think it's on the clearance rack yet, but it is retiring, and it is a fantastic little punch. One thing I like to do, let me see if I can find it here. I like to take my Stampin' Pierce and Cut Mat, and I like to take the end of my Take Your Pick tool and then just kind of push down on them, and it gives it some real dimension. And then I'm going to use, let's see, think I'm going to use my opal rounds with this one and put them in the center. I'll use my smallest ones here and just put those right there in the center. And that's going to decorate it with the flowers, but it's also going to decorate it with the embellishments as well. And then I'll pop it up using mini dimensionals. Let me just get that out of my way. Sometimes when I am doing videos, I don't know why, but I will end up chasing these little boogers all over the place. And it's very frustrating. It's like the humidity or something gets crazy here in Georgia, and it will get loose on the adhesive sheet, and I won't be able to like chase it down and catch it. It's like tag. I don't know. It's funny but frustrating all at the same time. So okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just put some pretty little flowers right in here. This might be one of my favorite ones so far. And all I did was that little strip. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. Okay, that's my fourth card. I'm getting close to the end. I have 2 packages left, and I'll show you what we're doing with that. Okay, clean some of this up. Sorry, just give me a second. Okay, these are the 3 3¾ by 5-inch strips that were left right here. And this is what I'm going to do with it. I used the Tasteful Textile, I think is the name of it, the embossing folder. And this is Melon Mambo. So I'm going to, okay, so I'm just going to put this to the side because I think I must be getting to the end of my roll. And I'm just going to use my glue. So here you go. And this is going on crumb cake. Carol, you said small balloon punch matches the strawberry stamps, and so not sure why it's retiring. The strawberry stamps, it does match that, but there's also I think there is a punch on the strawberry thing that's small that matches that as well, I think. Okay, so we'll get this on here like this. But yes, I'm grieving. I'm sad that it's going away because it is a great little punch. It actually started out as a celebration punch, and I earned my original one. So so look, I'm actually not going to end up wasting very much of this at all. So now I'll come in and I will do, let's see, I'm thinking we'll use this and this and this one, I think. And maybe I did not cut out a leaf earlier, so I think I'll do a couple of leaves. This is Granny Apple Green. And I will stamp. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right here. And cut it out. I think what I did was, yeah, I know what I did. I left myself some crumb cake so I could cut out this one because I didn't feel like it would look quite right backing it with Melon Mambo since this is Melon Mambo. All right, so I'm going to get those out of the way. By the way, I don't know if you know this or not, but if you have a punch and for some reason it doesn't want to close all the way, It doesn't want to punch all the way through. Stampin' Up! Is not recommending this, but I'm telling you that it works. Just be careful that you don't do it too hard. But I will take them and drop them on a hard surface like a floor, and it will unjam and it'll start punching. I've had that happen several times. I actually had a customer message me last night that her new punch was not working right and that it wasn't closing. And I had a feeling that it was the same thing. So I said, yeah, don't drop it on an area that you're going to like put a gouge in furniture or flooring or anything like that. But just drop it on a hard surface like your floor or whatever, and it will probably let loose. I mean, you don't really have anything to lose, because if it's not working, then, you know, what are you going to do? So anyway, she did it and it worked perfectly. So in a real world, that kind of thing wouldn't happen at all, but sometimes it does. And that's a quick, easy fix. So just thought I would let you know that, in case you didn't already know. I don't think I'm going to like that there. So we're going to do this instead. We're going to put that up under there. Maybe I'll add another one. Okay. Sometimes these cards go, they come out exactly the way you want them to come out, and sometimes you design them in your head and then they don't. I may have to do a little work on this one, and then I'll post it on, because this one is not translating quite the way I wanted it to translate, but it's okay. Okay, so, and I think I'll put one more like right in here. Maybe that's it. Maybe I need to come right here on top of that. That's much better. And then I'll just put one. I think that's too much. Okay, so then I'll just add some embellishments. And I think that will be good. I think that will work. I'll use some of the smaller ones. Maybe like right here. Put one right about there. And that's pretty. It's not my greatest one. I like this one a lot better, if I'm being honest, but it's pretty. It is a very pretty card. Okay, last grouping, and then we're all done. Okay, this is a super easy one. There's a couple things you can do with it. You can actually stamp along the sides here if you want to, or you can just put this right in here, and I think that's all I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to stamp along in here. I think I'm just going to glue this on. This is 3 by 5, and the black is, basic black is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm just going to glue this on to my purple posy, right in the center of it, right in here. Okay. That might be a little much. We'll see. I think what I will do instead is I'm going to I'm going to cut out 2 of these instead. I may do more, let's see. And go ahead and stamp my sentiment. Using, actually I'm going to use the black. I'm going to cut it out using Label Me Lovely. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of these for my other card too. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp. I got stuff flying everywhere. Oh, goodness. Okay, that was a little too me get a different piece. That was a little too, I think I had just cleaned it and it was a little too wet. Do one more. So I put a roast in the crock pot today with potatoes, and my husband just got home a few minutes ago. So, you know what, we'll be eating for supper. And I can smell it, and it smells so good. Okay, there we go. And there we go. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down to my basic black. Right here like this. And then I'll add some dimensionals to the back of it. I think this flower punch, it is with, I think it started out with the Perennial Essence. Maybe I'll go right in here. And the Perennial Essence stamp set. And there was paper at one point that was beautiful. It was like Monet paintings or something. Really, really pretty. So I'm just going to take my foam folder and just kind of curl those up a little bit. Roast is not your favorite, Carol? I love it. I do it differently than my mom did. My mom did them in the oven. I have never, in my life, I've never made one in the oven. I've always done them in the crock pot. But most of my adult life, I worked outside of the home. So it was super easy to start it and have it cook either overnight for a Sunday meal or have it cook while I was gone or something, you know. And then we would come home from work and have it ready. And then what I do with my leftovers is, here it is, I'll shred it and I'll take whatever leftover potatoes and carrots and stuff like that are in there, and I'll make like a shepherd's pie from it, which is so good. Okay, so let me put some, I think I'll put this in the center. I'm going to do 3 little ones. I do miss those little flower centers, those little fuzzy flower centers we had at one point. Those were so cool. But that's pretty. I like that like that. I think in retrospect, if I'd put a little bit of sponge dauber right there in the center, that would have made it perfect. But I do like that. I'm not sure about the black ink. I may change that. Actually, I'm going to change that. And I'll show you. It's not going to be hard to do. So I'm just going to do another one right here on top of this one. I think I just got ink on my finger. Okay. So I'm just going to slip it up under there. Line it up. That's better. That's a lot better. It was too much black. Yep, I like that. And the last one is Granny Apple Green. Ooh, this place is a mess. If you could see the whole thing. Whew, goodness. Okay. So now I'm just going to put this on. This is also 3x5. And it's going on to basic black, which is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And this is going on Granny Apple Green. There's a little bit of green in the leaves. That's the color that I use to do the leaves and the foliage. And again, you can come along in here and you can stamp designs or whatever in that. Let me clean this off. I'm going to stamp another one I'm just going to go ahead and use Granny Apple Green to stamp my thank you this time, because I used the other one to redo the last card. So what is happening here? There. Very nice. I hope it didn't pause too many times for you. There we go. And then I will cut out a couple of these. And this time I think I'm going to do a Melon Mambo colored flower. You would like to know my recipe for my roast? Well, really there's not much to it. I just put it in the crock pot on top of cut potatoes and carrots. Put a little bit of water in there, and then I have a seasoning that is all natural, and it's sea salt, pepper, and garlic. And then I just cook it. And then what's left over, I shred it up, and I add tomato, like stewed tomatoes, and tomato paste, a little bit of tomato sauce, add a little coconut aminos to it, which kind of takes on a flavor of Worcestershire. And then I just add like peas and things like that to it. And then I take the potatoes that were part of the roast, and I make a mashed potato mix to go on top of it, and then I just bake it. I don't even have a recipe for it. I just kind of throw stuff in it. But the main thing is just shredding up the meat. And sometimes, like when I was in Florida, not this last trip, but 2 trips ago when I went, I actually made shepherd's pie for my best friend. She was staying with me, and we had roast, and so I just shredded it all up, and I had some tomatoes. It was getting close to the end of my visit, so I had some tomatoes in the refrigerator that needed to be used or they were going to go bad. So I cut them up and sauteed them in onions and garlic, and then just made a sauce out of those, and then added a little bit of tomatoes to it, and then salt and pepper, garlic, and definitely the coconut aminos. And unless you prefer Worcestershire, they have a little bit too much salt in it for me, and I try to go a little bit more of a natural. I don't know if I like that Melon Mambo. Maybe I should have done a white flour and then colored the center. But anyway, that's kind of it. That's kind of the way I do it. I don't even have a recipe for it. I just throw stuff together. Stuff I have in the refrigerator, or stuff that I have left that needs to be used. And it's not a proper shepherd's pie, I'm quite sure. I've had proper shepherd's pie when my daughter-in-law made it for us. She's English. But it's my American version of it. And it works, and my husband loves it too. Okay. All right. So out of all this mess, I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards just by stamping an 8.5 by 11. And you know, tonight was one of those nights where it didn't necessarily translate from my head to the paper, but some of them I'm really happy with. I really like this one and this one and this one. I think I really like this one. This one, I think I will like if I change that to maybe a daisy and do a little color in the center of it, a white daisy with a little color in the center. But anyway, you get the idea. You can see how easy it is to just take a piece of 5.5 by 8.5 by 11 and create other cards just by stamping. And it was a lot of fun. So anyway, that's it. I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you Friday at 12 on YouTube, or next Tuesday night for Facebook Live. All right, thanks for joining me. Bye.